The Miami Dolphins today did restructure Bradley Chubb's contract. It saves them a lot of money in the short term.
All right.
I'm seeing here Barry Jackson just tweeted, the Dolphins get no compensatory draft picks this year. As expected, their top draft inventory is a second rounder and 2/3.
All right.
That's because the NFL has announced its compensatory draft pick list.
I love the way that you pronounce compensatory correctly twice in a row. That was good.
I was stumbling through it.
That was impressive. You stumbled a little bit on restructuring. you hit compensatory perfectly.
Let's see. There's some football news.
There is. Do you want to know how Vince Young lost $25 million in Cheesecake Factory?
Yes.
This is the actual headline. I didn't give you the whole headline. I gave you most of it. How Vince Young wiped out over $25 million thanks to his love for the Cheesecake Factory and other spending habits. But it's still a great headline, right? This is from Yahoo News. An old saying suggests life comes at you fast, and that's a sentiment proved to be true for former NFL player Vince Young. Young was college quarterback, stand-up, blah, 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 blah. Let me get to the good stuff here. According to Sport Track, Young's initial contract with the Titans earned him $25 million. Throughout his career, he would go on to be signed by the Eagles, Bills, Packers. During his overall time on the field, he averaged 8,964 passing yards and threw 46 touchdowns. It was his time with the Titans that launched him. While his future seemed to be bright, his trajectory as a player took an interesting shift that many weren't expecting. His level of play decreased. $25 million. The player that started with a $25 million fortune filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2014, Sports Illustrated reported. Sport Trek notes that over the entire course of his career, Young earned over $35 million. A lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But it was his spending habits that contributed to his financial downturn. Based on a report from Sportcasting, Young infamously loved the Cheesecake Factory. He allegedly spent $5,000 a week at the restaurant, according to the outlet. What's more, he reportedly even spent $15,000 in one sitting at the restaurant. That's an unbelievable bill to get at Cheesecake Factory. $15,000. But, as I'm reading it and I'm doing the math, even if you spent $5,000 a week at Cheesecake Factory, let's say you did it I guess if you did it.
I just did the math. No, 5,000 times 52. That's every single. That means you're not taking a week off.
Right.
It's only $260,000.
So $260,000. Let's say you do it over a 10-year period. That's $2.5 million, essentially, over 10 years. It would be almost impossible. Now, there's agents' fees and when you make $35 million, you don't make $35 million.
You make $35 million, Hawk. Let's say the agent fees take this. Let's say the taxes take half. Let's say you walk with 10. He didn't spend $10 million at the damn Cheesecake Factory.
Could have. $5,000 a week over the course of 10 years.
That's $2.6 million. Where's the other $7.4 going to go?
Well, you got to have a house.
Yes, that's what I'm about to bring up. The houses, the cars, the party, and the jewelry.
Well, here's more of it.
The guns, the video games, whatever his vice was, the drugs. I don't know this, man. It wasn't Cheesecake Factory.
All of that's allegedly. There were no guns and drugs. In a separate
I don't know what he does.
I think you're confusing him with, I don't know, I'm going to say who. In a separate event, Young reportedly bought all the seats on a Southwest Airlines flight because he wanted privacy.
That's smart.
I see, but if you have 35 mil in the bank, let's say you have 20 mil in the bank, and you do like privacy, how many seats are on a Southwest plane? 350?
350, 400.
Do 350 times 400. You're just staring at me. Are you going to do it in your head? Or
why 350 times 400?
$400 a seat, 350 seats on the plane.
I got you. On the plane. I got you, Solana. $140,000.
$140,000. if you got 25 mil in the bank, $140,000. Why do you look so confused, Solana?
It's stupidity because you could get a private jet for less than $140,000.
I understand. No, I understand.
$50K. Jimmy Butler just did it to go to LA.
I understand that. I'm not telling you that he shouldn't have gotten a private jet. I'm telling you he bought every seat on a Southwest airline flight, and I'd like to know how much 350 seats at $400 a seat. Now,
Crowder, is that the dumbest flex of all time? Really?
No,
I'm not even joking.
This is why he's broke, Solana. Because instead of really doing something intelligent and getting a private jet, you buy a commercial flight out. But this is why he's broke. I do not feel sorry for him.
You guys are forgetting, though. First 2 bags fly free on Southwest.
He could bring 800 bags.
700, 800 bags, no charge. How about that? Just flexed all over your ass. Checkmate.
Check bag young. Check bag young. Check bag young.
This guy has a collection of Biscoff cookies in his house right now like you've never seen before.
He admitted that he did not take his finances seriously and left them in the hands of his advisor and an uncle that he hired as his manager. After filing for bankruptcy, Young went through files with his attorney, finding documents with forged signatures and investments in projects and businesses he didn't know anything about. At one point, $600,000 was paid to a business started by an actor he knew, but he had not known the company associated with them, according to Sports Illustrated. While things appeared daunting, Young took his time after bankruptcy to recover. He hired another financial advisor, started a broadcasting job with his alma mater, and forged a partnership in a trucking business and a real estate firm. So there you go. I just love the headline, how Vince Young wiped out $25 million thanks to his love for the Cheesecake Factory. It's a great headline.
It is.
All right. That's the NFL news you were going to mention, Solana?
It was.
All right.
Glad you got to it.